Tony Stewart, Kyle Busch on the front row for the restart. 30 laps remaining. How about Brad Keselowski? Those problems earlier on pit road with damage, running in the top 5. Let's go down to Ralph Shaheen.
Well, Jimmy Johnson is out of the care center. He's talking things over with crew chief Jack. Now, Stu, that was a hard hit. Are you okay?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean, my angle at the wall was pretty forgiving, to be honest with you. So I prepared for the worst. I'm sure the in-car had a nice cool shot of me buckling down ready for impact, but wasn't all that bad. You know, the car unfortunately is destroyed, but you know, we're just not having the best of luck on these plate tracks. It's unfortunate.
Is that all about getting to pit road?
Yeah, that was. I'd waved coming down the back straightaway and through 3 and 4, motioning that I was coming to pit road. And as soon as I checked up to hit the brakes, somebody got me from behind, and around I went.
Next up for Jimmy, a triathlon tomorrow in Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, man, I'm telling you what. They're itching for a wreck right here.
Yes, they are. Saw Eric Almirola getting a little bit out of shape. Right in front of him, Paul Menard drafting with Clint Boyer. Keep watching as we thank our sponsor, #NASCAR. Once you hear it first and see it instantly from insiders, it's twitter.com/#NASCAR.
Tell you one thing, that 14 car, you're not going to see him get a foot off that yellow line for the rest of the race.
Tony Stewart qualified second yesterday. His time was disallowed. He had to start 42nd. He's been very patient tonight. And here we are, closing on the end, and the man who has won this race 3 of the last 7 years, dragging him around.
And I think if Kenseth and Biffle will get past whoever that guy in the middle, and they get there. Down. Now they'll make some ground up. But when they were way up on the outside, it's just that we talked about. That's a long way around this racetrack. It's hard to make up that ground.
Yeah, and they wasted almost a whole lap right there. Now this is 10 to go, but they wasted almost a whole lap right there.
9 laps to go this time around.
Keep an eye on the 18. If they get to the 18, I'm really curious to see if he starts going up the racetrack again and trying to do that side draft deal, try to separate them.
And just basically break their momentum.
Yeah, and like I said, that's what you got to do. I mean, you know, you're out here to win this race, so whatever advantage you have, take it.
If you're going to be successful at a plate race, you got to multitask.
Look at that.
Here they come again. That is big time power.
That's
Kenseth
huge.
on the outside, getting a push from Biffle. They're trying to go back to the race lead as they come off the corner.
And you saw Tony try to ease up there and get up next to that 16 and break that side draft a little bit, but it's almost like he waited too long to make that move to get up there.
Yeah, and if they clear Tony, it's going to be over.
That was a good move by Tony.
Oh, wow, who was that?
Denny Hamlin out of shape. Here's the big one. A number of drivers involved as they come down toward turn 1.
Hold your brake there. Hold your brake.
Oh, wow, that was a ton.
This is big.
Man, was that Ambrose? Somebody hit a ton up there.
That was big. Biffle got hit a little bit and got sent back across the racetrack into the 11 car, I think is what we'll see.
Trevor Bayne, one of the drivers involved.
And the second wreck of the night for him.
Window net goes
Got
down.
caught in 2 of them.
That's a sign to safety workers that he is okay.
Wow.
Get out your pencil, because there's going to be a long list of competitors that had their night come to an end on this one. Joey Logano, Clint Boyer, among those involved. And there's the Boyer car.
We said earlier, when this thing gets down to this stage, it's all take and no give, and that's what happens when you get to that place. Everybody's just trying to did not realize that the 18 car was in it. What a great night that Kyle Busch has had until this point.
And he was the wild card leader coming into this race, was Kyle Busch.
Watch the 16, yeah.
Yes.
And Hamlin just gets a big run. Got tapped. Did he get tapped by the 5?
It was close.
It's hard to say from that angle. It almost looks like he gets the 9. Look at the 9 car go back up the racetrack. Oh.
Yeah, David Gilroy,
impact.
Dave Blaney, Martin Truex Jr. Saw Hamlo was involved. The damage for Kyle Busch, Juan Pablo Montoya.
And that's one thing, too, when these cars don't change direction very good. I think he went to turn to the left. It almost looked like Biffle maybe went down a little bit, but regardless, when you turn these cars as hard like that to avoid something, it's hard to keep them straight.
Yeah, it almost looked like I couldn't tell where the 5 car was, but it's like Denny came down across the hood, and the 11 and the 18 really looked like they got together more so than the 5 car in Boston. That 9 car took a tough hit, and all these guys had no place to go because they're going. Some cars are going up the racetrack wrecking, some cars are coming down. Look at Denny right there. He changes lanes, and he just barely clips the 18 and gets knocked into the 16. It almost looks like it's almost like a pinball kind of thing.
Trevor Bayne took a pretty good shot, too. He actually took 2 of them.
Pace car is off. We're going green, and we're going to settle it at the World Center of Racing. Casey Kane giving a nice push to Tony Stewart in that outside lane.
This is Hendrick against Roush right here.
Yes, it is.
Ford and Chevy.
Got the RCR guys behind him. That's Burton and Harvick hooked up right behind the Roush guys on the inside lane.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they drop to the outside and make it 3 wide.
Yeah, and 2 to go. Nobody's looking at a single gauge in these cars.
No.
Man, nice run down the back straightaway on the inside for those Roush guys.
And that yellow helped a lot.
Yes.
With the 3 laps to go. They got the temperatures down.
So here's your tandem racing for everybody at home right now. This is what it was last year.
Coming down through the tri-oval. Once we get the white flag, the next flag will end it, whether it's the caution or the checker. And side by side with a lap to go at Daytona.
And these guys are going to run. They're going to be leaning on each other going down the back stretch.
Oh my God!
We got somebody sideways. Wow, Burton did an unbelievable job saving that race car.
Amazing save by Jeff Burton.
Now we got the 14 out there all by himself, but he got a big push to get away from those guys.
Tony Stewart pulling down in front of Matt Kenseth. And Kane with a little charge in the outside lane.
That's the break that Tony needed right there.
This is going to be. They're
stacking up. They're stacking up.
Through turns 3 and 4
here we go.
for the final time.
Biffle.
Big crash behind the race leader, Tony Stewart. That's going to allow smoke to pull away. What's going to happen behind him? Can Burton get there? No, he can't. Tony Stewart wins it at Daytona.
We'll take that.
Great finish.
From 42nd to the win.
Great move by Jeff Burton right there. I tell you,
That
Jeff,
was
a great race by
save.
Jeff Burton. I'm telling you, incredible save, an incredible job to put him in position. And you know, Matt's just where he's got to be, but Casey Kane deserves a lot of credit for that too, pushing that 14 and getting him in the right position.
Did you see the water spitting out of that thing, man? I mean, he sacrificed his engine right there.
We told you in Countdown to Green, it's all going to come down to the final lap, and it did not disappoint once again.
Way to drive that thing. I might figure it out one day.
That's incredible.
Dale Earnhardt won 34 races here. That's more than anybody when you go across all the series. Second on that list at this track, Tony Stewart. Tonight, he collects his 18th checkered flag. And it's his 4th in this race in the last 8 years. And oh, by the way, now he's got 3 wins, joining Brad Keselowski. How huge will that be when we head to the playoffs in September? Everybody got their money's worth tonight.
Now watch the 14 car. Gets a huge shot here.
Watch this 17 go in the corner. He takes 2 handfuls. This thing goes down. You see him right there.
He's got the 16 is leaning on him.
Leaning on him, just leaning. And when they separate, that 14 car had just enough go to get around him, clear him, and pull over in front of him and block.
And like you said, the 5 car gave him such a shove in 1 and 2 right there.
And look at the 5 car coming. Because the 17 and 16 had to hook back up again. And then as we get down in here, these guys are right on him. 17 wants to go up. He goes up. The 16's right there. He just... It looked like Matt comes down and gets into the 16 and knocks him down.
How many times have you seen it at Daytona? Someone's coming to the checker flag, and they're everywhere, scattering in the tri-oval behind them.
I tell you, Harvick did a good job too, because Earnhardt was in the back of Harvick, actually turned Harvick down on the apron and just about had it saved.
Yes. Earnhardt took a hard lick to the outside wall. He got turned to the outside. You see him right in the middle of the race.
So did
back
Harvick.
into the outside again.
Yeah, Harvick took a shot too. See the 29 go down?
Yes.
And then the 16 gets hit by the 17 and gets into Harvick.
Wow. It just
Was that
closes
Newman?
up.
Was that Newman on the bottom? No, that was
Eric Almirola.
He was just driving along, thought he had it missed.
Jamie McMurray, Kyle Busch, some of the other drivers involved. Travis Kvapil, there's Jeff Gordon driving through the grass.
Back in the season opening Budweiser shootout. Tony Stewart lost a heartbreaker at the finish to Kyle Busch. Smoke always special to win at Daytona, but walk me through that final lap when everything got jumbled.
I don't even remember what happened that last lap. We just in that second lane and just tried to get the 17 and 16 pulled apart. And once we got them pulled apart, it gave us a run on the outside. So it shows what Mobil 1 lubricants and oils can do for you. Just so good on restarts, and just a weird day. These races, I'm still voting for a figure 8 race here.
42nd to first, not one, not twice, not 3 times, but this is your 4th Midsummer Classic, the Coke 0400 win. What's this one mean to you?
Well, anytime you win at Daytona, it's special, but you know, the Chevy was awesome, had great Hendrick horsepower, and everybody at Stewart Haas Racing did an awesome job this weekend. I'm really, really proud of our organization. We, if it weren't for the cap blowing off the Nakaduck, we would have been second and third qualifying, and I'm really, really proud of that. So really proud of this Mobil 1 Office Depot team and everybody at Coca-Cola and U.S. Army, Quicken Loans, GoDaddy, Aspen Dental, Outback Steakhouse, everybody that's a part of this program. They just, Gene Haas and everybody at Haas Automation are the ones that got this started. So thanks to all those people.
So Rick Hendrick, one of your corporate partners, poked his head in the window. What did he tell you?
Can never tell that. So he just said good job. So thanks to all of our fans. It's you know, it's been a long, hot 4th of July. We know that, and appreciate all the fans that stuck it out tonight. It's been a long, hot couple of days for them, and we got the toughest fans in the world.
I think the only thing difficult for Tony Stewart, the confetti in victory lane. Marty?
Well, I guess it's a good thing when you're disappointed to finish 3rd. Matt Kenseth clearly the best car tonight. Was it just that the top line would not move enough to get you guys up to where Tony and those guys were?
It's just disappointing. You know, whenever you have the best car, me and Greg, I thought did, and you didn't win. But I don't know. It seems like we made the wrong moves at Talladega by not keeping Greg with me good enough and getting separated. And today, I think I shouldn't have worried about it. Once we got separated off of 2 and I was under Tony, I think I should have just stayed with him and tried racing to the finish. But anyway, I tried to slow up and grab my teammate that's been helping me so much all night. And we started getting hooked together, and Tony was going slow, and I went to go outside of Tony, and then everybody wrecked behind me. I'm not sure what happened.
You told me when you got out of the car that you need to figure this out. Is it something you're beating yourself up over, or what?
Well, I don't know. It's just it's just a different kind of racing. You know, you can always second guess your moves all night long, but I thought we did good to get back to the front after the unfortunate caution, and I thought we were in perfect position. I thought it kept Greg with me perfectly for a lap and a quarter there, and then that last lap it gets crazy. Everybody gets shoving, and you don't really know what's going on 2 or 3 rows behind you. So did the best I could. Just disappointed we came up short because these guys gave me an awesome car.
Clearly a dominant car for Matt Kenseth. He finishes 3rd tonight.
Marty, he led 89 laps of the 160 here this evening. We just got word Kevin Harvick, after that hard hit, has been released from the Care Center as we look at championship standings with 18 races complete. Matt Kenseth, 136 points in front of the 10th position. That is big. You know he's going to be in the chase. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Greg Biffle, sizable advantages as well. Jimmy Johnson, and how about Tony Stewart with 3 wins? He's now jumped to 5th in points, and you can't say enough about Brad Keselowski. Finished 6th tonight. He's up a position to 9th in the standings. And this is where things get interesting. Kyle Busch, #1 in the wild card, and Joey Logano by 1 point in front of Ryan Newman as the 2nd wild card position. Casey Kane 6 points behind He's 16th after 18 races.